Good evening and welcome to the Lincoln County Board of Education. We are meeting in regular session. Today is Tuesday, August 26, 2025 at 6 p.m. and we are at the central office in Hamlin. This is a meeting of the Lincoln County Board of Education in public for the purposes of conducting the county school systems business. There's a time for public participation during the meeting as indicated in the agenda under public comments. This meeting is being live streamed and a video copy of the meeting will be on the board's website within 5 working days. At this time, I'll ask Board Member Butchie Burns to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good deal. Well, it looks like we have a full house this week, like last week, but it scattered pretty, or last meeting, not last week, but it scattered pretty quickly afterwards. But
I like it when everybody
it's
comes.
good to have a
Yes, I do.
full house. Thank you, Mrs. Burns, for leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
You're welcome.
Tonight we have Vice President and Board Member Daniel Cartwright with us, Board Member Mrs. Butchie Burns, me, Board President Jeremy Wilson, and calling in with us is Board Member Robert Mosteller and Board Member Miss Carly McComas. And then that takes us to section agenda item 3, public comment. Did we have anybody sign in for public comment?
I'd like to switch 4 and 5 if possible to reverse those, let these do the recognition first.
Oh yeah, that's no problem. So we're just switching away, changing agenda item 4 and 5. So agenda item 4 will actually be special recognition, and agenda item 5 will be the instruction. But that takes us to agenda item 4, which is special recognition. I'll turn it over to our superintendent, Mr. Barnett.
Well, good evening, everyone. I think we have some very special young ladies in our audience tonight here. Some, I think back-to-back state champions, but state champions nonetheless. So I want to take the opportunity to recognize you here in the board meeting. So forgive me if I mispronounce any names. I apologize ahead of time. I've got one I'm a little nervous about, but I think I got it. So we will we'll try this right now. And Mr. Davis, if you'll come up and help me out here a little bit, please. And I know that all of you couldn't make it. Some of you are still participating in other activities. But we have first Riley Parsons. In addition to a certificate tonight, something new that started, and I hope will continue, and is we are doing a Superintendent's Coin of Excellence, and it's a challenge coin. And I had gotten one of these from the State Police, and gotten one from the State Department for Career Technical Education, and I thought they were really neat. And I'm much more. I still have the one from the State Police, and I got it probably 15 years ago. So much more likely to hang on to this than a certificate. So, Addison Watson. A.J. Carter. Amelia Pritchard.
Congratulations,
Yeah,
Amelia.
good job.
Brooklyn McCoy. That's Riley. Riley Parsons.
Come and get your certificate.
Congratulations.
Good job.
Congratulations. Good job.
Good job.
Carly Campbell. Colby Campbell. Gracie Lynn Craddock. No? Graceland.
Graceland. That's pretty.
Well, if I got that one wrong, I'll butcher this one. Kalia B. Barrett.
Yay!
That's one I was nervous about.
He did good.
Congratulations.
Lacey Lambert.
There's a cute.
Congratulations. Maddie Mills. sent Coach Campbell sent me the names, and he didn't send me the coaches' names. Who are my coaches? Sarah,
Tom Barrett, Jennifer Lambert.
Jennifer?
Come on up and let's,
Absolutely.
oh yeah, that'd be good.
Come on up, ladies.
We'll have to make sure we get this in the paper with all these pretty girls. Yes, you are.
Alright, hold your certificates up. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you.
Good. Good job.
Yes, girls,
Good job.
congratulations again. I've got to watch you play several times, and it's a joy every time. Y'all are top notch. Hopefully, we'll get to see some World Series contenders in a year or two.
Absolutely. Proud of every one of you.
Keep up the good work. We're proud of you.
The next group we'll recognize is early childhood education students. Unfortunately, I know for a fact a couple of them are playing volleyball tonight, and so they're all busy, but I still want to take a time to recognize them and read their names. So Riley Johnson was third place outstanding chapter for the ECE National Conference. So they made it from the states to the nationals.
Where was the Nationals?
It's in Atlanta.
Oh, goodness. Good.
Rory Watts, third place outstanding chapter in the national conference. Isabella Cadd, third place outstanding chapter. Erica Harvey, third place outstanding chapter. And Shayna Redmond, third place outstanding chapter. And this was for the nationals. They had made it past the state. They were all state champions, and this is at the national conference. So this is something that, it's an EC program, I'm talking to you young ladies, that what that means is they have a class at Lincoln County High School that will allow them to become, get a head start in becoming a teacher. So that's what this is for. But congratulations to you. I'm very proud of you. I love watching softball. I coached softball for a while, a long time ago, and I really have a good time watching it, and you girls have done a great job, and just congratulations. Keep up the good work. Work just as hard at school. All right. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
And that's all we had this evening.
You're definitely welcome to be dismissed. We're going to carry on with board business. But,
Thank all of you for coming, though.
yeah,
Thank
we
you so
appreciate
much.
you, and great job.
Thank you.
So that'll take us to agenda item 5, which again, we swapped agenda items 4 and 5, but this is now special recognitions, and I'm sorry, this is now instruction and leadership, and we have with us Miss Joni Shortridge.
All right, good evening.
Good evening.
I have some good news this evening. I hope you view it as good news. So I'm just here to talk about the GSA test results that rolled in at the end of the year. The embargo has been lifted, and I just wanted to kind of talk about where we are and where we're hopefully headed, and some things that we're going to put in place this year to move it along even more. We were excited to see, if you look at the first page of your handout, the very top corner is the science. So 5th grade and 8th grade take science. Those are the only 2 grade levels. And so we had a 5% increase this year in science, which we greatly attribute to the reading interventions that we put in place. They can now read the materials. So it's quite a big jump. We are 25% proficient, still not where we want to be, but we are making gains that we're very pleased with. The next section is math. We're 31% proficient. That's a 2% increase. And I'm going to talk a little bit later about some things that we put in place for this year that we think is going to move that math right along with reading. Our summative ELA is now 36% proficient, and that is a 5% increase as well. That's the most we've increased as a county as far back, I could only go as far back as 2017. So that's the biggest jump we've had as a county in 1 year, as far as gains. We also are now finally pre-COVID numbers again. So we're seeing some growth beyond what we were before COVID. So we finally hopefully caught up and we're just moving forward. The next handout is the math. I broke it down by schools, by grade levels, and then by schools. That you can view at a later time if you want, or if you have any questions you'd like to, feel free to ask. It tells you the school if you look at the top, and then this tells you the grade levels. Blue would be above, green is on, and then yellow would be that one grade level, those what we call bubble kids that we want to hopefully push by next year. So that would be your math broken down by schools for later on if, you know, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but if you have any questions, I'm always here to answer them. And then I did the same for ELA as well. So you can see there's some really great things happening at schools. And what we're trying to do is partner up those schools that really are moving with their interventions and great rigor and relevance. And we're trying to partner them with some other schools. Maybe there's new teachers, if there's classroom management, we're partnering. So we've been having some data coaching meetings with principals to kind of get a jump start on hopefully that. And then the last thing in your packet is I went ahead and gave you the K2 window just to show where our K2 students are, because remember GSA is 3 through 8. And so in the math the bottom is where we were at the beginning of the year last year, and this top band is where we were at the end of last year in K2. So we had a 48% growth in math, which is huge. And if you look, the thing that's also exciting to see is that we've shrunk that red quite a bit. Those are those students that's very hard to catch up. And then 42% are just that one grade level below that could easily, with some interventions, be pushed in the
Now, Joni,
in the
is
right
that
direction.
everybody in the classroom, including some of our children who are in some special classes?
Yeah, I
also?
did not filter. I can
Okay.
filter that for you, but we saw extreme gains in our special ed students.
Yeah. Well, I like
And I
that.
attribute that to the intervention. K-8 now, all special ed students receive intervention, corrective reading intervention, and we're looking at corrective math. We've seen
Do they
such
get that
gains.
from the regular special teacher that's in the classroom with them, or people go into that special ed classroom?
Depends
Okay.
on the school. We did ask for all principals to have a walked intervention within their schedule, so now, and we're working, also our hope is in the future the high school has that as well. But right now, K-8, everyone has intervention in their schedule. And so that varies. It might be during a win time where they get the corrective reading during intervention time. Some schools have that model. Other schools have a block schedule. They receive the intervention plus they receive their personalized learning.
Is there a wide
Which is a
difference
modified core.
between the minutes that they get at each school? Do some get significantly more minutes, or do they all have about the same time?
About the same.
And what would that be?
For intervention or for direct
For direct
service?
services.
Direct service would be whatever their ELA time is. So
Okay.
most schools have at least 40 minutes.
Yeah.
They actually, if they're elementary, have quite a bit more. I think our middle schools maybe have 51 minutes, high schools, I think 58, give or take.
That's still pretty good for
Yeah,
everybody.
and then they get an intervention on top of that.
Yeah.
So they're getting a double dose. The other, the last page, or one of the last pages is the reading, K2. And so if you look, it's the same, it's broken down the exact same way as the math. So that tells you where we were at the beginning of the year last year in K2. And then this tells you where we were at the end of the year last year in the K2 band. We increased 50% proficiency in reading. And we are, like I said, pushing those kids from the red. We had quite a bit of increase. We've also seen extreme increase in our special ed students. some schools 15% are reading on grade level now with IEPs. So
That's-
when we
that's
break
just
that down,
wonderful.
it's great
Yeah.
things happening in the reading world. And that's what we're hoping for math. And so that's the last document in your packet. You should have a look for document. And so what that document is, we met as a team the other day, and we actually, Mr. Davis, several of us, we added it in the eWalk system that we utilize for walkthroughs. But what our hope is that our principal, we're all talking the same language, and so I just wanted you guys to be familiar. It looks very basic, but that's where you start with Fidelity, so that's where we're headed. So this gives you the literacy walkthrough of what our big focus is, our big look-fors. It's not so much as a gotcha, it's more of how can we help, how can we assist you? And then we did the same for math.
Do you all go straight to the classrooms, or do you meet with all the teachers and go over, like, one at a time, with their own class work?
I typically meet with the teachers at least once a school year in PLCs, as does our math coach and our reading coach. But when we do a walkthrough, we go right into the
Into
classrooms.
classroom, and the kids are in there then too sometimes? Okay.
Yeah, they're
Now,
always.
Does all of these, with their individual on the different one, did that go into their permanent record card?
The kids'
Yes.
data. Not so much anymore. The big thing that would go into a file for students, especially K-5, would be that House bill, so the notification letter. So it's more about if the student's falling behind that 2 grade levels, the cut score, that goes in a file.
Okay.
The parents should receive a copy every time they receive a benchmark. We send out those access codes now where you can immediately view your child's score. Now, it is kind of raw data. It's not, can give or take, but you usually have a good guide as soon as they take the test. By that evening, the student kind of knows where
When
they scored.
we have those tests given and the parents aren't real sure about them, does the teacher bring those up in individual
Meetings,
meetings
yes.
with them? And
Yes.
goes ahead and explains what that means to them, so they will have an idea of where their kid their child, student
Yes.
falls?
Yeah, so that's always at parent nights. If there's a SAT meeting, that's the data points. That's the talking
Do our
points.
parents have a regular, after every grading period, meet at the school?
We have a couple throughout the academic calendar. We have teacher pupil days where the students stay home and the parents can make an appointment with the child's
But
teacher.
we don't have them after every grading period.
No.
You think we might think about that in the future?
Well, we're kind of tied to policy on the academic calendar,
But I mean,
but
after school, even after
I think
school,
that's always an option for
Yeah.
parents, yeah.
and let them, let the principal or the teachers and the principal send that home and ask for information about what would be, because if you can get a good time for parents to come in and they get on board of understanding what we send home to them and how to read it, that's an amazing,
Yeah,
know,
the
kind
teachers
of-
do a really good job of communicating, and then there's also, in iReady especially, there's a parent-friendly letter that most send home that puts it in parent terms and explains step by step the data.
and then if the parent wants to have a meeting with does it have anything in that letter if the parent wants to meet with that teacher and principal, that they can request that?
Yes,
Good.
yeah. So I just wanted to touch base with kind of where we're headed as far as curriculum goes and regarding the scores. Obviously, we didn't see the increase in math like we'd hoped, but we knew we'd put so much focus on reading that we kind of predicted that it might not be that 3 to 5% gain like we had hoped. So some things that we're doing this year is we've purchased iExcel for LCHS, so they now have a benchmark. So they'll do kind of like iReady, and you'll have some raw data to look at very soon with the high school. That'll hopefully guide instruction a little bit better when it comes to English. They've also partnered again with SREB, so they're meeting, collaborating, and all of that at the high school level, and especially in the math and the ELA classrooms.
They saw some really good growth with SREB 2 to 3 years ago, and we partnered with them again this year. So I think that by the interventions they have in place and the teaching strategies they have in place and the instructional strategies they have in place, I think they'll see some good growth there as well.
Yeah. We created those K through 8 folders. I'd given you a sample, one of the board meetings, I think, last year, and we've trained all the staff and shared all of that. So every teacher has resources for mathematics for the full year. They have benchmarks that are the GSA test prompts that they can use. They have bell ringers they can use. They have formative assessment, fluency checks. I mean, there's lots and lots of info in all of these folders. And they've had some training. We were able to do that in June with them. And so we're hoping that they utilize that. We also have kind of changed our coaching model to look a little bit more like intervention for the math classroom. Our hope is that the students, they receive the reading intervention in an actual scheduled intervention time. And we know they don't have 1,000 minutes in a day, you know. So what we've asked is that they added 15 to 20 minutes on their math time in elementary, and those students receive that intervention in the math classroom. So we modeled how that might look in a small group setting, and we gave them the tools for instruction as far as that goes. So what our hope is that they're scaffolding more, they're more comfortable with scaffolding, and there's more of a reteach and a stop and kind of reteach instead of waiting till there's a lot of misconceptions and trying to remediate.
Is there an aide or another teacher that sometimes they get together and do, you know, like, not maybe their own kids, but maybe those that are on a level
So-
that would be, you know, with someone else's students?
K through 3 has ECATs, and they were all trained as well. So they were trained in the reading intervention and the math intervention techniques.
Okay.
Anytime we've done training, they've been invited as well.
And do they partner with each other quite a bit in the elementaries?
You mean within the classroom?
Well, like, if I were a first grade teacher and a second, and you know, a second grade teacher, and we wanted to partner with our kids who were working at a certain level, and another, you know, partnership too, could we have a group of kids that were working on a similar level that could go ahead, or some that needed to be, you know, have some, certain things re-taught to them that they didn't completely understand?
So we do that. That's our
Okay.
model for our reading intervention.
good.
Those kids go by skill, not by grade level.
So it's not in the math yet, but it's in the
No, not
reading.
for math. There's just
Okay.
not enough time. So that's
Yeah.
what we're asking is them to do that within the classroom.
Well, now, is it in elementary, Joni, what about, you know, the others, and I don't mean to demean the other subjects, like, you know, social studies and science. Is there now a certain amount of minutes that must be?
In 2510, there's no minutes. It's only standards, and it's a band. So
Okay.
what the most counties that I've talked to and what we've kind of talked to is about embedding it. So embedding that science within the mathematics
Right.
classroom, embedding that nonfiction. We
So when it
purchased.
comes up and it's easy, they can do both of them together?
Yes, we
Yeah.
purchased Newsella, which is very nonfiction
Yeah.
based. It's article based. It's high interest for students, and that could be very easily coordinated with social studies time. But that is in their schedule, but it's more of they can alternate or embed.
Do
So
all
we're
the
trying to
elementaries
increase
try to do
writing as well with that. Yes.
Yeah, they're all doing it. Well, that's great.
Yeah. And we're also encouraging, so in our PLCs, looking at data a little bit more, diving a little deeper this year. We do data dives now with principals over here at the county office. We're all in it together, so that way if special ed they need assistance, you know, Mr. Miller's there. And then what our hope is that our teachers, we're offering to pay them a stipend after school with iReady to dive into their data to give them time, because that's what we hear the most from. We know people are overworked.
Yeah,
And
they
so
can't do it
giving
through the
them the
day.
time to dive into that data, and iReady will lead that within their classroom data, and they'll get, compensated to stay after school.
That's great, because you just don't have the time through the school day.
Yeah, so hopefully, we'll continue to have, good things to report. We are continuing ongoing PD. We have an upcoming Ashlock training to get anybody that hasn't received the training, any new staff, any ECATs, anybody that needs a refresher. And then we also have mathematical habits of mind trainings that's hands-on activities for the math teachers, K-12, that they can take immediately back to their classroom.
That's great.
So,
We've gone through and actually assigned each one of our central office directors and coaches to a school, so that they would take, and each school is coming up with their own improvement plan, if you will. Accountability plan. And so that each one of the directors are working hand in hand with the school leaders on their accountability in terms of their data, and then we're coming back together as a team and working on the interventions and the supports we need to put in place to make sure that they reach the goals that we're trying to
And
reach.
everybody's not the same. You just pick it, you look at that school and see the needs and make it from there.
All their needs are different,
Yeah,
so, yep.
that's
We
great.
just have to adjust to do that.
Thank you,
All right.
Jody.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you, Ms. Shortridge. It's,
And kudos to Joni and her team. She runs a tight ship back there, and works them pretty hard. And if you're afraid of work, don't come to work for Miss Shortridge.
I've noticed, she's never here with bad news, so we appreciate that.
Well, you just jinxed me, knock on wood.
yeah. That's why I say, I like to see growth, and any little growth is still growth.
That's exactly
And,
right.
I appreciate all the efforts that's been putting in countywide from everyone.
Yes.
It's great work. Just seeing that growth in the K-2 from that's
That's
from the
unbelievable.
beginning of the
Yeah,
year to the end of
yeah.
the year is
Yeah,
insurmountable, really.
Our
It's
aides
crazy.
really get overlooked a lot, but they have just a lot, we go in classrooms, you can't tell the difference between the teacher and the aide.
That's
I mean,
great.
teachers always do a great job, but can't say enough about what those ECATs have done within that classroom.
And if,
They certainly have, and
Yeah.
we've, Mr. Davis and I have made it, pretty clear, we're very, very proud of what everyone has done, but, it's not time to rest on your laurels. You can't take your foot off the gas now. We just need to now they know what they can do, let's do some more.
Yeah, so we're, at those pre-COVID numbers and edging above them, so that's great news, getting back on track and things. It's wonderful. So that takes us to our next agenda item, which is agenda item 6, approval of the minutes.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Mrs. Burns,
I'll second.
seconded by Mr. Cartwright. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And that passes 5-0. And moving on to agenda item 7, consent. Looks like we've got items A through K in agenda item 7. So give you a second to look over
Yeah,
those.
give us a minute to look over those.
No one has any discussion. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Mr. Cartwright,
I'll second it.
seconded by Mrs. Burns. All in favor?
Aye.
And that passes 5-0. Agenda item 8, policies. Just got one under there that's being approved to be revised.
Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Yeah.
Anybody who might
We
any
have,
questions?
we've
Tell us a
had,
little.
in the past, we did English, science, all 4 core areas, and Spanish, because we haven't had certified teachers in the spot. We're running into a situation again. This year, we thought we were in good shape with math and had everybody certified, but we're running into a situation where we're going to have to add math to that list. So that's what we're asking tonight, to add Latin. That gives us permission to use retirees, and they can stay. Typically, a retiree can only work 140 days. Once this is passed, we can file a waiver with the department, and they can stay the entire year.
But they have to be certified in that area
Yes.
that you're pulling, okay?
That's correct.
It's required that this policy be updated annually.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Cartwright, second by Ms. McComas. All in favor?
Aye.
And that passes 5-0. Moving to agenda item 9, allowed and authorized payment of bills.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Mrs. Burns,
I'll second.
seconded by Mr. Cartwright. All in favor?
Aye.
0. All right, and that passes 5-0. Agenda item 10, personnel, that's the blue section. Many items there. Looks like you got items A through, what do I got here? J.
I move to approve personnel.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Cartwright, seconded by Mr. Mosteller. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And that passes 5-0. At this time, what is it?
You might want to ask your
Yeah. I make a motion, that we move, to executive session,
I'll second that.
seconded by Mr. Cartwright. This is, to take up agenda item 11, employee discipline. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And that passes 5-0, and the time is 6:31. So we had a motion by Mr. Cartwright. And can I have a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Mrs. Burns to return to regular session at 6:45.
Okay.
While we were in executive session, there was no votes taken, no decisions made. So that takes us to agenda item 11, employee discipline. And the superintendent recommends the board ratify the following employee of suspension. I make a motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Wilson, seconded by Mr. Cartwright, to ratify the previously imposed 10-day suspension, August 19th, 2025 through September 1st, 2025, without pay of a service employee. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, and that passes 5-0. And the name of the service employee?
Clifford Godby.
Clifford Godby. So with that, takes us to agenda item 12, superintendent updates.
Yes, just some updates. I think Ms. Shortridge updated you on about everything I was going to update you on this evening. That we are looking at now mathematical habits of mind and doing a lot of different kind of professional development with that to give teachers some more tools and manipulatives to use to work with our math courses. So we're real excited about that getting started. And we've got that in our eWalk is what we use. It's a program that we use when we go into classrooms, and we have checked boxes, and then that program gets loaded into a software that the principal can go in and see and have those heart-to-heart discussions with the teachers once they get our feedback as a district. So that's a good valuable tool for them. And then we also do a debrief with the principal after each walkthrough of all of our notes. This is what we saw over in this room and this room and this room, and then some suggestions for improvement or some attaboys. And so that we use that program quite frequently. So moving forward, Duval project. I don't know if you've been by there lately. It's looking pretty schooly.
Yes, it is. I was thinking that.
I talked to the clerk of the works, and I also talked to the construction foreman, project manager. And probably, I want to say, probably mid-September, a day on a Friday when Mr. Wilson's off and Mr. Cartwright can arrange his schedule, I can call that project manager, and he will meet us up there, and he'll give us a tour.
Good.
So I'll work that out, and then with a date and get back to you on that. But that and I believe that's all I have this evening. You'll notice the two projects going on out here. Trusses arrived today for the front entrance. All the forms are set and the rebars laid out here for the gas pumps. That'll probably be poured tomorrow, and they're going to be working back here on this project again tomorrow afternoon. So we're real excited to get to see the ball rolling on these. We'll be having a pre-construction meeting on all the paving soon, and so we can get the ball rolling on that. But that's all I have for the evening.
Good things, good things. That'll take us to agenda item 13, open it up to board member comments.
I had just a couple of thoughts. I had a couple people over the last month or so in the public mention that when they listen to, and I've noticed it myself, when they go back and listen to these board meetings or watch it via live stream, it's really hard to hear the votes being taken and hard to hear the folks that are on the phone with us, people calling in. So I'm gonna get everyone's thoughts. My suggestion is, because I think it is easy to kind of talk over, like Mr. Mosteller and Ms. McComas today, we don't mean to do it, but I think we're all kind of guilty of it. My suggestion would be if we have a member on the phone going forward, we do a roll call vote on any item that needs a
I
vote.
think that's a good
That way
idea.
everybody can be,
Their vote can be heard.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think,
Jeremy.
okay. So,
We can look at adding that as an agenda item on the next meeting.
okay. And speaking of the next meeting, that's the next thing I was gonna say. I will be out of town next week. I don't know what kind of cell coverage I'm gonna have, so I will probably do a test run with Mr. Barnett, and see if he can hear me and I can hear him, and if you don't hear from me, I'm
Too far out.
too far out. So I don't know. until next week, but that's just something to think about. I think we need to maybe do roll call votes when we have members on the phone.
Yeah, I think it's a great suggestion, something to add to the agenda on the next meeting. I mean, I'm not sure, we may have to look at the policy on board meetings, and everything's looking good, so keep up the good work. Just a couple weeks into school, what is it, keep the foot on the gas, is that what you tell them? So,
Take it off gas.
yeah, I appreciate it, and keep up the good work.
I hate to be negative, but I've got to ask this, is our enrollment down significantly?
Actually, no, we've held pretty steady. The high school's actually almost, I think by the end of next week, we'll be at 800 at the high school. So we're up about probably 60 at
That's
the high school.
great.
And
We
we,
will be here at 7:35.
Yeah. so we've had several students come back from homeschool. We've had several students come back from Hope Scholarship. We partnered with Kanawha County with their virtual program, which is helping us too. Those students stay our students. And so we've held steady. We've dipped a little bit in a couple of the middle schools, but the high school has seen the growth, so it kind of was